Eramelinda Boquer is with us today with an introduction to another interesting character. Mike Paterson, with one T, I'll have you know.
Yes, I know. Well, I met him. I know I spelled it with two before. Terrible.
That's all right.
I met this comedian actor in what I like to call an amusement park of a man. Back when Al Gravel and I used to do late night at the Laugh Zone. We did that for about 11 years at this hotel on President
11
Kennedy.
years, Yeah.
So, literally hundreds of comedians in it. I remember the first time I met Mike. He was this very sweet guy, very just, came on very polite. And then when the mic went on, he became the Tasmanian Devil. There was just this character and so many characters. And he's a fully bilingual comedian. There are people who will know him from his 17 appearances at Just for Laughs Gala, so not too shoddy. He's Mr. Gross on CBC Surprise. It's incredible, edible. And the voice of Duck Kaboom. I love the name of that character in
Duck
French Canadian
Kaboom.
Story. His resume is endless, but one of the things that impressed me the most is I love the Predator series. And
No, you'll have to slow down a bit now because I'm not familiar with it. It's called The Predator. It's on Disney, right?
Right, but there have been 5 of them. The very first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is the 5th installment, and this one was incredible. It took place in the 17th century when there were French fur traders and invading Comanche land, and this was shot in Alberta. And they did actually Comanche language dub of this whole thing. The First Nations people are hunting, and all of a sudden they're being hunted by the Predator. And They also have to deal with these really awful French traders. And I didn't realize until I read Mike's bio that he had a major character who made a major unfortunate end, unfortunately. And,
he's a chameleon, to say the least. Let's bring him in here now. I think he's with us, Mike Paterson. So he's able to transform from a stand-up character to a comedian to a serious actor, there it is, one T. If you're looking up for Mike Paterson, it's one T. I had to correct myself, and there he is, ladies and gentlemen. And your microphone is muted, Mike. Your mic is muted, Mike.
There
he
is.
About now? All right. Yeah.
We did it.
Good morning.
Good morning. I literally just dropped off my kids. Complete hectic. We're like, get in there, get in. I don't want to be late. And then, now let's do a Zoom interview.
How old are the kids?
4 and 8, and I am wearing pants.
Oh, goodness! And you still have most of your hair, which is quite something. Congratulations.
Well, you can have this too, bro. You just gotta just not shave it.
All right, thank you. I will keep that in mind.
Yes.
Era, just set things up here for you, Mike. Before we get into your voluminous bio, I want to know where you're from.
I'm from Rosemere, Quebec, Canada.
Okay, Rosemere.
On the North Shore. But yes, I did move around.
C'est pour ça que tu parles français, là.
Non, Rosemere était un ville bilingue, mais plus des anglophones, mais maintenant c'est vraiment francophone.
Okay.
Like, when I do shows in Sainte-Thérèse or Bois de Filion, I do like French comedy and stuff, so like I always say like, quand il était à école secondaire, tu as frappé lui, you used to beat him up and now you bought a ticket. Here he is, Mike Paterson. And everybody's like, yay. So it's very funny. There was it was crazy, that whole 80s French and English getting mad at each other, and I was just like, this is weird.
It is pretty strange. Where did you start stand-up?
So I went to theater school at Dawson College in the Dome theater program, and after I got out, my whole plan for going into theater school was so I would become a playwright. So that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to write plays, and then I built a theater in an art studio called Stornoway Gallery. I built a one-time theater with coffee can lights and a riser. And I did it all, and I paid for it with the money I made at the 440 bowling alley in Laval. And then these stand-ups showed up, and they were like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "I made this." And they're like, "Can we do stand-up shows here?" And I was like, "I guess." I was going to throw it all in the garbage. And they were like, "This is amazing." And then they were like, "Hey, you should come and do stand-up with us." And I was like, "I don't know how to do stand-up. What is that, like Howie Mandel?" Okay. And then I just started doing some stuff. And then 30 years later.
Wow, 30 years later. Quand même.
Yeah, the plan was to be an actor and a playwright.
Well, we're going to get into that. And Era knows more about that side of your career than I do. So where did we get, when did the acting come in? I'm sorry, Era, I'm taking
No,
over
I was gonna say, now I know you've done a lot of cartoon series. That is a big business. I did a lot of, like you, probably some acting in feature films in the 80s where I played a reporter, and another reporter. But then voice acting became a bigger thing with CNR, and now, of course, with Netflix. But you have been all over the voiceover map, doing my favorite character, Duck Kaboom.
Yes, Duke Kaboom in French. That was
great. Duke Kaboom, okay.
Duke Kaboom.
And then I was in Toy Story 4. It's so literally I was doing a bunch of cartoons, and then this cartoon house brought me in. It was like a secret. It was something called Thunderbolts or Thundercats or like something. And they brought me into a room. They put a bunch of contracts in front of me. And then they were like, no, not like, non-disclosure agreements, those things. You can't say, you sign them, but you can't say anything. And then I was like, what's going on? They're like, it's great. Just sign them. I'm like, okay. I love signing them. But has my agent seen that? They're like, yeah, she's seen this. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, Mike, you're going to be in Toy Story 4. And I was like, and then like the French version. And I'm like, huh? And then I couldn't understand it. But then Keanu Reeves plays a Canadian stuntman who can like ride on like a motorcycle like Evel Knievel, and they wanted to get somebody with like an English Canada accent flair. So he was like cool and stuff, but he was like from English Canada with a big accent, so that it made sense. And then it was great. I spent like years going into people, like after a show, people would be like, "Hey, peux-tu faire un petit vidéo pour mon kid?" And I'm like, just audio. You don't want to see my face. So I would be like, "Hey, say du kaboom, on va faire un grand so Canada." We didn't do "Oh Canada," it was "So Canada."
So like Canada.
A jump, a Canadian jump. So it's pretty cool.
Are the kids impressed by any of this?
No, they don't even know. They don't even care. Like the best cartoon I ever did was something called Toon Marty, where it was a guy who it's a cartoon who works in a cartoon store, and I play the super villain, the town's super villain, his son Bernie, and I have the power of fire and I have the power of flight. But I'm just kind of lazy, and I just want to eat ham and watch TV, and I don't really use my powers except to kind of like lie around flying and stuff like that. And that was the best thing I ever did. And I keep showing it to my kids, and they're like, "We don't want to watch this." But I think it's too close to home because like you're young and your dad is talking through this thing. You're like, I don't know. But my daughter is getting a little bit more. We did do we did a 5 TV1 show called Parle-moi Ottawa, where I go to Ottawa and I force people to speak French. We call it Let's All French in English.
I have a clip here from Let's All French. I do. Hey, cool. We're not pikers here.
Hi, Rosie. Thank you.
Hi, Rosie. I'm so excited. So good. And I don't know if you want to possibly French with me right now.
Mike.
What?
Okay. It's morning television.
Yeah, it's time
it's
in French.
game.
I was game.
It's all French. She was good French.
There's no subtitles.
We can go French.
In the morning. No.
No, what we're talking about, we're not talking about tongue kissing, we're talking about speaking in French. Quand tu parles en français, there's nothing more Canadian than that, than being bilingual. Like, it's a time to be proud to be Canadian.
Absolutely.
And quand tu parles en français, ça ouvre des portes. Like, now I got a show on Bell TV1. It's amazing.
I think that is fantastic.
Now, you're wearing the same shirt. That's great.
It's a different shirt.
Is it?
Wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I literally was like, is that the same shirt? It wasn't. I can go get it.
No.
I went to Germany. Quick sidebar. I went to Germany and I bought a bunch of shirts. Like, I probably bought like 24 shirts. And now my mother-in-law goes back because my wife's grandparents are still alive in Germany, and she still goes back. Yeah, I'm married to a German. Long story. But I always make her bring me back these shirts because nobody else has them, right? And I can look like kind of like, like some kind of like cool Burger King manager, like Euro Burger King, come like, hey, what you do like a Whopper?
Now, just to get back to Let's All French, what was this about now? You'd go out, you were doing streeters or something? Yes?
Well, it's a stand-up comedy special. It's streeters and it's sketches all together.
Okay.
So the people at Five came up and they were like, we want to do a bilingual comedy special with you. And I was like, that's great. And they're like, if there's something more, we could do something more. And then I write with my wife, and she came up with the idea to do like, why don't we do like, like sketches? You come back to stand up like Seinfeld, and then you go into like man on the street stuff where you can try and make people speak French, which is always hilarious when I go in with my accent. Like if I go up to Jonquière and I'm like, hey, Jonquière, come on, ça va? And then they're like, what is happening? This is so crazy. What is this, an alien? So it's always fun. And then we just ask a lot of people a bunch of questions.
And you work with your spouse. That's interesting too.
I do.
That's very interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
and you get along?
We get along great. Well, we fight, but it takes
artistic differences.
Yeah. I'm more into this thing called misogyny and the patriarchy.
Okay, I got you.
No. I'd say about 15 years ago, we've been together a long time. So she was like driving with me, and we were like going somewhere on the Alaskan highway, and like we were going to like really high up, like to do a show. And I was like, you should just open for me. I'll give you $150, or you could just, you're so funny. You should just do that. And she's like, actually, I've been thinking about it. If I ever were to do stand-up, I'm thinking about this as the routine. And then she did a joke. And then I went to the theater, and then I did my hour-and-a-half show by myself because that's the way I roll, because I'm crazy. And then I did her joke on stage, and then she was like, you did my joke. What? I'm like, no, I'm just showing you how it would go. Like, if you did it, I did it so you could figure out how to do it. She's like, no, this is my thing. That's mine. And I'm like, no, what? And then I ended up like, I can't even remember which joke it was because I just stole it. And I just put it in my act. And then she came up with more. And then she was like, why don't I just write jokes with you? And I was like, that's a great idea. And and it really kind of changes the voice of what's coming out of this clown kind of thing. Because I get to say a lot of dumb stuff. Like I had a joke about childbirth. And if I changed a diaper, I would get a granola bar. Right. And then we came back from the hospital. So every time if like the man has to do something, the man has to do like, if you change your diaper, you get a granola bar. And I'm like, you're going to need a bigger box. Anyway, speaking of bigger boxes, my wife, and then people would come up to me and be like, I'm going to tell Monica. I'm like, she wrote that. Do you think I would say that?
Okay. Wow. That's quite something. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting and fun.
Please go ahead. I've got just to let you know, I've got I got Mike's acting reel queued up here. If you want to go there.
Okay. Well, before we go into that, I'm a huge Predator fan. I've seen the original, and then Predator 2, not so great, and then Predators.
I beg to disagree. I love that movie. Danny Glover is a genius.
But I love Predators with Adrian Brody and Danny Trejo, which was really brilliant. And then one day on Crave, it was like, Ray, what is this? And it was like, takes place in the 17th century with command. And it's all, I understand you shot in Alberta. And there was this really evil, bad French Canadian trapper, and you just like, the darn him. And we were all happy, when she chopped off his foot, the heroine, and fed him to the alien. And then I looked at it again and went, oh my God, it's like, you got to do Predator. How cool was that?
The reason I went to theater school was because I wanted to be in a Predator sequel. And I'm not even joking about that. It's literally was my dream. I wanted to be, Paul Reiser in Aliens.
Yes.
The guy who is there, but then he sells out his friends.
Yep.
And then leaves them to die, but then turns around and then himself dies. I really like those characters. Like the person who's done bad, he's not doing the right. So it's like a moral. You learn something from seeing that. And then, so we auditioned in my basement all the time. I used to go in to do acting things, but then COVID happened, and then I was like, oh, let's figure this out. Let's figure out Zoom. Let's figure out how to do all these virtual things. And then my wife and I we read stuff together. She's not an actress, but she's great at it. But she also has a lot of notes. But when this audition came through, it was another secret. It was called Skulls. But I was reading it, and I was like, there's something in the woods. Look at this green blood on this tree. And I'm like, this is Predator. This is Predator. And then I did crazy eyes, like that kind of acting with the eyes. I call it wrestling acting. So you gotta show everybody in the cheap sheets what's going on, all the way in the back. And then I was I told my wife, I was like, don't even give me a single note. This is seriously, because I do some, and I'm very unsubtle in my acting. So we have to pull it back, way back. But this is I'm not doing it, and I'm going to do it all in French, because you had the option of doing it in French or English. So I was just nah, it's a French trapper. Let's just do it in French. And then I did another one where I did in English, and it was cool. And I did one audition, and then they were like, you're hired. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Wow. My agent was like, you manifested this. And then when I got on set, the director said we were looking everywhere. And because it was COVID, I had a really big beard because I had kind of given up on stuff. But I was doing I did 24 Christmas parties over Zoom. So I didn't have time. I kept during COVID, I was just doing all these shows, and everybody wanted shows over Zoom. So I just was doing all, and then I was and then all of a sudden I got this guy, Big Beard, the terrible trapper who uses French people as bait. Not French, native people.
The trailer starts with, I think, a Fox show that you were on.
Oh, yeah, that was with Dennis Leary.
Everyone.
Here we go.
Didn't mean to startle you, Ann.
Hey, Tony.
Looking limber, Spons.
Thanks, pal. Oh, doing the best with what God gave me.
The anti-siphon valve came in, so we have a real shot of finishing this bathroom by Christmas.
Yeah, I'd really like to believe that.
And I got it.
But you didn't block me in again, did you?
Damn it.
Here comes, is this Predator here?
Yep, that's me.
You killed the buffalo.
Une façon ou une autre, tu vas nous aider. Fais-le saigner!
Make him bleed.
What a bad guy.
Yeah, then I cut him, and it's cool because blood comes out of the edge of the knife, and you have this tube going along, and then all this blood comes out. And I had already done a couple of I was in a horror movie called Crawler, where somebody, I was very sick, but a demon had taken over the bulldozer, and I had moss growing on, mold growing all over my body, and somebody brought me a meal, and I was like, please kill me, and then I got to slit my own neck with that stuff. So I already knew how to do it. So I was telling all these Hollywood people, I'm like, oh yeah, one take. It's gonna take one take. I'm gonna cut this guy. It'll take one take. Trust me. Trust me. And I did it. I was like, ah. And it's the same cut as it was in the first Predator when Billy cuts himself.
Yeah.
So it's all these like Easter eggs.
Okay,
I
so
love
there's Predator and there's Prey. Now, what's Prey? Is it
Prey is
did we talk
the fifth sequel.
Okay,
right? So
all right.
there's Prey, there's Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Number 2 is Danny Glover. Number 3 is Adrian Brody. Number 4, nobody watched, and number 5 is me, and it's a bunch of Comanches, like a Comanche war tribe that's getting hunted by predators, and then the problem happens, and it's me and the colonizers. So I have an army of coureurs de bois that are trying to make a jacket out of the predator, and we're trying to use the natives as bait.
I mean, you leap off the screen there. You're all in there, aren't you?
But I'm not method. I was method for a while, but then I had kids, and I saw an interview with Emma Stone where she was like, "You can't be a mom and be method. It's such a man thing to be a method act. Like, I'm going to become my role for 3 days, and it'll never leave my body." Now I'm just like, I just use an emotional memory that just sneaks into it. I learned that from the Pixar people. They were like, when you're talking, we're going to be talking with an emotion behind it. So it's like an emotion is coming out of you, like instead of just saying words kind of thing. So with Prey, I was doing rage that masks fear because I was quite certain that my savage colonizer friends were going to no longer follow me because of my Captain Ahab white whaling of trying to make a jacket out of predator skin.
Okay, so you're in the story. You're not looking at the camera lens or thinking about the lighting guy. You're in the story.
I'm in the story.
Okay.
Yeah, I can snap into it in seconds now. But the
Wow.
minute I'm off stage, the minute I'm done, because I'm never like the number one guy. So the minute I'm done, the minute it's cut, I'm out and I'm ready to help because there's like all those people behind. Especially on a Hollywood film, there's probably like hundreds of people. So you just don't want to be that guy who's like, I'm not on set. I'm talking.
Right.
Like I was always like, where's Mike? And I'm like, I'm there before they call us back because I know we have like a 15-minute break, so I'll get there at 10, kind of thing. So just to be there. So, and then when it's time to roll, I'm like mad. Or sometimes I'm just like putting kindness behind my eyes, kind of thing. Like,
But you're having fun, aren't you, Mike?
yeah. But
Are
when
you?
the
Are
cameras
you
roll,
still having fun? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But when the camera
Okay.
rolls, I'm locked in. I'm not doing anything except, and like I don't even think about the lines anymore, kind of thing, because they just come out of me, kind of thing. So you're in like some kind of, you are the character, kind of thing,
Right.
which is cool.
Right.
I have to ask you about what it was like to work with, well, you've worked with some pretty big names. I'm Not There, starring Kate Blanchett and Christian Bale, fairly large names. George Clooney's directorial debut,
Yeah.
Confessions of Dangerous Mind.
I hit him
And,
with a snowball.
What?
Yeah. He had like buckets, and they were all throwing snowballs at everybody because like it was down at the Mel's studio, and there was like snow. All these LA people are just like, oh, and then everyone's like, oh, I really want to hit him, but I just can't. I'm like, I got a good arm, and this is like I was younger, and I threw a snowball. I hit him right in the back, and he looked around like, who was it? And everybody just kind of scattered, and I was like in my character, so I was just like, I don't think it was me. And it was like, just like, that was great. So he was super cool. He dated a girl that was in my acting class, and I was so happy for her. It was cool, and she got to do all these really cool things and like be in a scene, and like it was like really fun. He was really, really just like the best, and he was really good at directing, and he just made everybody do really good. Like, can't say enough of good things about George Clooney.
So with the, let me bring up your webpage here. Je suis Mike Paterson.
Yes.
Right?
Hello. Yeah,
And
there's a
that's,
hello. There's a hello.
Hello
a
there.
Bonjour.
Je suis.
There's a bonjour hi before there was even like controversy about bonjour hi.
Anything on the docket here that we should know about for 2025 or 2026?
I'm going to be directing a project coming up now, but I don't know if I should talk about it right now. So
Okay.
It's like,
All right.
But I'm going to be writing and directing something.
Okay,
So
something
it's
you
very-
wrote or something you are writing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm facilitating something, which would be pretty cool. And like, it's very weird because like a lot of the things that I do, not necessarily a lot of people see. Like some things a lot of people see, but another thing that I'm very good at is getting into this community and then doing something cool and fun and funny, and then that community sees it, and then I get money to pay my mortgage, and then we move on. So like, there's a lot of people who are all the time that like, you should be more famous, and I'm like, I think I'm doing okay, because like you're out there too far, and then you get into trouble. Like I have friends who've gotten really high, then they get in trouble, and then not that you get it, but you know what I mean. Like I don't want to. It would be great to be a giant superstar, but like literally, I have like a really good life. I drive a Honda Odyssey, which I bought with the money from Predator. I call it my Predator van. So it's a good thing. I realize saying that how terrible that is to say, but it's a van I bought.
No.
Predator movie.
That was slow coming to me.
Yeah. Everybody's always like, "Whoa!" Like I'm like, "Yeah, it's the Predator van." People are like, "I don't want to go in that van," but we have a really good life, and we have like very young children, so we don't have a lot of times. Like
Right.
tomorrow, I'm playing in Quebec City, but we've decided to take the kids out of school, drive up, and go to the German Christmas market. So literally, I don't even know if I'm going to make money. Like, you know what I mean? So we're now getting 2 hotel rooms. We're bringing the mother-in-law. We're going to like, there's other people we're going to meet.
It'll be fun. It'll be great.
I know. It's very fun.
Yeah.
So we mostly have
that's
a
terrific.
great fun time, you know?
Okay, so you're still making time for family and for kids, especially at that age. It's a very delicate time for these kids too. So that's terrific. That's very good to hear. Yeah.
Absolutely. I try to leave no more than 3 days. Or if it's like a 7-day thing, it's got to be enough money to go kind of thing. And I'm like, I'm not going to leave my kids for that long. So it's very fun to do. And it works out better, you know, if you just
Can we see you in a comedy club in Montreal soon?
I literally just headlined last weekend the Comedy Nest. I did my 30-year show.
Wow.
30-year. It was so fun. And I kept going back to different eras of my comedy, which was so fun, like 1997, and then when I didn't have any game, 2004, 2009, like stuff that you shouldn't say anymore. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that this isn't. We're not able to talk about that. Like I have like a Brokeback Mountain joke that I did in 2008. And I did it a couple of times, and they're like, "Do you guys think that a cis white man should be doing a joke about homosexuality?" Well, let's see. And then it's mostly about like, I just wish there was more shooting and guns, and so it's more like a Brokeback Mountain where like everyone's surrounded by banditos. And I remember when I used to do it a lot, like people used to be like, "Oh no, this is going to be problematic," and they're like, "Oh no, the cowboys are heroes. There's nothing wrong with it." And then but you can see the audience tense up, and you can see the young people tense up, and I love the tension. Like I just create tension because you're like seeing this dumb, like I'm a clown. Like I went to clown school, and that's what I brought to my stand-up. And when I first started doing stand-up in like 96, 97, I'm like, I'm a clown. They're like, we don't like these clowns. We're like serious comedians, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, but I just do clown. Okay. But now people are like, oh, it's like you're doing clown. I'm like, yeah, I'm like a level 4 clown. I went really high up in the clown learning, and now I just put it into my stand-up. Like I don't need makeup. So, but it's just what I do. So I just try to create tension, make people laugh, and then you can go home. You're not going to learn anything.
And this is something that would come out of what appears to be a Mike Paterson bio. What about the wrestling?
Yes, I do a lot of wrestling. It drives my wife crazy because every time we're involved in wrestling, I'm involved in wrestling. It takes away from the other career, but it's something I've been doing the whole time. So I do a lot of wrestling. I'm a manager. I am Michael the Mind Paterson, the most smartest man in professional wrestling. So right now, I manage a lot of women. So like I was managing a woman, and her name was Silesia, and she was like kind of like the sneaky mean girl, and like we were like, and I'm like, I'm in control, and I was giving everything to her. But then a very large woman named Vanessa Craven, big muscles, very tall, she beat Silesia, and then I had to go on my knees and beg her, can you please just let me be around it? And she's like, okay. And so that I now have to do, like, I have to take her mom to medical appointments. I have to detail her car. I have to get her a better closet, trips to Jamaica. And it's very hard, but I get to be around and I get to hold the belt kind of thing. So,
wait a second.
Right here. Hold on.
No, wait.
Belt really quick.
Are you physically wrangling these people, or are you managing, or just he's gone to get the belt? He can't hear a word I'm saying. Okay.
He's gone to get the wrestling belt. Oh, look at that!
Oh my! Look at this thing.
This is
Okay, so
the women's heavyweight championship belt that lives in my house because Vanessa Craven lets me do that, and I'm in control of women. So, and literally little girls are like screaming at me. They're like, "You're a bad man." I'm like, "We've been listening to women talk too long. Can't we let the men talk?" And I'm like, "Sit down." All the women sit down, and everybody's like, "No." And then everybody just stands up. You just say the opposite, and they do it. You know.
The greatest traditions in wrestling is you get everybody riled up. So are you just a manager in the ring, or are you physically okay? I
used to be physically, but then I had a back injury for a while.
Okay, my God,
from wrestling, and then the lovely Ezra Swiferman did a documentary called Grass-Fed.
Ezra, I know Ezra.
Yeah. I took cannabis and did yoga and fixed my back. With Ezra, it was great. We did a documentary about it. It was really cool.
Okay, so you're the pushy sexist manager then who gets everybody riled up. I got you. Okay, I can picture that for some reason.
For a while, I'm always pushing boundaries. I had a lot of black wrestlers, and we were the Black Fists, and I was like, black wrestlers don't get respect. And then my wrestlers would be like, yeah. I was like, shut up, everyone, stop talking, stop talking. I'm talking. I'm the one talking. What's going on is black people need more. And then they'd be like, yeah. I'm like, I said, stop talking. And it was and everybody knows that I'm the bad. And then eventually, like you push somebody and then they turn on me and they become the good guy.
Of course.
So when he's a bad guy for a long time, and then he became a good guy. And then he beat us all up. It was terrible.
So it's performance. It's another form of performance that you're involved in. That's quite something.
But wrestling is real to me. Darn it.
Okay.
That's the one thing. It's like I get in that, and it's just like, a wrestler didn't show up, send Mike out, and then I'm like, everyone's mad, and then everyone's really mad, kind of thing. It's very, it's so much fun to do.
There must be people out there who have difficulty digesting all of this and they don't get it, right? There are some people out there who don't get it, and do you get flack sometimes?
I guess not really.
Yeah. Nobody.
Sometimes, I'm like a high energy dumb guy, kind of thing. So like I say stuff and they're like, "That's not true. That's not true." And then I go.
Then they figure out, wait a second, this guy's putting me on, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I have I have a charitable. I don't know how racy I can get on your podcast, but like.
Hey, we're in it. We're in it to win it.
Yeah. So I have I have a charitable foundation called La Société de Vagin Sec, which is because my wife breastfed, she can't have sex with me for 5 years because she came down with a medical condition called dry vagina, and I have to wait 5 years.
5 years.
But then I sell bracelets at the end of my show, and I sell them online if you want to buy one too. They're like Société de Vagin, and there are some people who are like, you could do this.
5 years.
5 years.
There's a new product out, Mike, called
your
whatever.
Wife's lying. Exactly. Like your wife's lying to you. Or I had another one where, I have a lot of like things where like it's all in the grand thing of the Pantalone. Like he is the mayor of the town. He thinks he's the smartest person in the world. But what's really happening is the entire town knows he's an idiot. He knows he doesn't actually have money. His wife's cheating on him. His blah 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 blah. this guy is someone to be laughed at. And that is the whole basis of what I do.
Of everything.
When I tried to tell people in 1998 what I was doing, they were like, we don't need a clown. We're serious comedians. And those people aren't comedians any longer. So it's very fun.
That wraps it all up for me. Thanks, Mike. My
I
goodness.
hope you got what you wanted out of this.
We got the whole picture now.
We got all that in a bag of chips. You know?
That's right.
That's amazing. I didn't even get to talk about being in a movie with John Malkovich and how great that was.
Oh,
wonderful actor.
Which movie was that? I'm a big Malkovich fan.
Really?
Yeah.
It was called Dominion, or it was also called Last Call. But I got to spend 4 months with. I don't think it came out. I think it all kind of like imploded. But I did get to spend 4 months with John Malkovich, which was great. What a good actor!
Oh wow! Nobody does the slow burn or the anger like Malkovich. It's just quite something.
Mike,
it's funny. He's such a serious actor, and then he'll do something like Reds.
Yeah.
And Reds 2, where he shows his comic side, and then he will be absolutely terrifying. Like I saw him in something recently where he played a Russian mobster, and he was just like, oh my gosh, like really, really scary.
I had just finished Glenn Ross at the Siegel Center, so he was like, Mike, what have you just been working on? And I was like, I was at the Siegel Center doing Mammoth, and I was in Glenn Ross, and then he was like, Mammoth's daughter is in this movie, and I was like, what? And then we had a good time. And then I mostly was like a guy next to him saying dumb stuff, which is my favorite role to do.
And you got along with him too. I mean, there's an aura about him about being a very serious actor. Doesn't suffer fools, but
I'm
4
not a
months.
fool. I work hard.
Oh, I wasn't suggesting that you were a fool, my friend.
I work very hard when I'm there, and I also don't talk, and I talk when it's time, and it's like, and then I improvise one thing. He went along with it. He knew, and then the director was like, by the way, Mike will be improvising in this movie. And I was like, whoops, I thought people knew. And then he was just like all about it. And he had
good. Wow.
He had a script. This is crazy inside Hollywood knowledge. He had a handwritten script of the entire script. And I was like, that's crazy. He wrote out the whole movie in this whole thing. And I was like, that is wild. And then I was like, on maybe like week 2, I was like, do you mind if I know a little about your script? And then the other lines, nothing was there. It was his line, then there was something people are going to say, then his line, somebody's going to say something, which is amazing because you just listen and react, which is kind of what I do when I act.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I went like 3 levels in Meisner, and then you're just like I'm just gonna say what I'm like. You say the thing, and it just comes out of you, but you're listening. You're not really waiting for this line or like going, oh, he said that.
Yeah, because I've seen actors mouth the words of the people across from them while they're
You can do it 40 times, and I still won't know what you're saying. I'm like,
right.
Oh, okay. Kind of thing.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, we got
I'm so glad you could join us this morning, Mike. There's you were just a cornucopia. There's so much going on there. And from the very first time I met you with Al, we both thought like, well, that's going to rock it out. And you have.
And you were so nice to me, Eramelinda. Like, you were like so great to take a young comedian and celebrate me and just be like, just treat me with dignity and niceness. And I always found that amazing. And I was like, these guys are cool, like, because some other people would be like, I'm above this. I don't need to talk to this street urchin kind of weirdo. Like, and you always just like were like, yes, tell me about what you're doing. And it's I think it should be celebrated. And I hope you are getting your flowers.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mike. Break a leg and have a good holiday time with your family.
It's going to be the best.